in the afternoon. You don't even need a jacket walking home from school right now.
Not right now.
It's pretty wild just how warm
weird
it is.
winter.
It has been a very weird start to winter. And this puts it into perspective. You remember how bad the snow was last winter at this time?
Yes.
This year's even worse to date. But thankfully, we might actually see some snow sometime around Christmas. But unfortunately, we're going to hang on to this warm weather. Could be one of the warmest Christmases on record across parts of the state. Usually we'd be looking at several inches of snow here up at the Valles Caldera. You can see in this time lapse, though, nothing on the ground. Of course, you can see some snow on the mountains there in the distance, but those are in the north-facing slopes. Those generally hold their snow a lot longer than the south-facing slopes because they don't get as much direct sunlight throughout the day. But again, these warm temperatures, these dry conditions really eating away at that snowpack up into the mountains, and it's just been dry across the entire state as we still had temperatures that were 10 to 20 degrees warmer than normal for this time of year, with record highs in Gallup and Santa Fe. It was much cooler in eastern New Mexico, especially the northeastern part of the state, but here in Albuquerque, we are a couple degrees away from yet another record high temperature. Already down below freezing in Grants, Gallup, Farmington at 32. We were in the 20s earlier tonight in Las Vegas. We warmed up a couple degrees up to 30 now. Taos is down into the 20s, still 45 in Santa Fe. It's only a few degrees warmer here in Albuquerque, with temperatures in southern New Mexico also cooling down into the low to mid 40s tonight. Mostly clear skies out there. There's a band of some high cirrus clouds moving in from the northwest, but we're going to be looking at even more record warmth on the way tomorrow, especially thanks to this westerly downsloping wind that'll really pick up as much as 30 to 35 mile per hour wind gusts in eastern New Mexico tomorrow afternoon. However, that's going to be the biggest factor that'll bring in record high temperatures, not only in eastern parts of New Mexico, but across much of the state tomorrow afternoon, as many of us will climb into the 60s and even the 70s tomorrow. But Saturday is going to be even warmer, getting close to 70 here in the metro, 80s down into southeastern parts of the state on Saturday. But then we get another weak cold front to move in Saturday night to early Sunday morning. That'll drop temperatures more significantly again across the eastern half of New Mexico, but the entire state is still going to be sitting warmer than normal by as much as 10 to 20 degrees for the first official day of winter on Sunday. But we have record high temperatures expected tomorrow in Roswell, Tucumcari, Deming, Clayton, TRC, Socorro. The list goes on to Las Vegas, Albuquerque. We're going to break a record high tomorrow. Gallup, Raton, Farmington. I included Santa Fe on here too because we're only 3 degrees away from the record high of 61 tomorrow afternoon. And it's been pretty common over the last week or two where actual temperatures have outperformed, have been warmer than the forecast high temperatures. So not be surprised if we briefly make it up to 61 degrees tomorrow afternoon up in Santa Fe. Unfortunately, this warm weather is likely going to stick around through Christmas with high confidence of above average temperatures across the state. It's probably going to go down as one of the warmest, if not the warmest Christmases across New Mexico that many of us have seen. But this is the good news. Finally looking at a change for some wetter weather, especially with higher confidence across western and northern parts of the state. And that could start moving in as early as Christmas Eve. In fact, look at this 7-day for Durango. That's some rain icons there Wednesday and Thursday, but temperatures are still going to be pretty mild. The bad news is that temperatures are going to stay so warm that snow levels are probably going to be up to about 10,000 feet as we head into the middle of next week. So while it does look like we'll be looking at some more active weather, including a chance for rain up in Farmington, rain is going to be the main form of precipitation with that, with snow way up into the mountains. Highs are going to stay in the 70s every day still down in Las Cruces, up to 80 on Saturday in Roswell. We'll briefly be down into the mid-60s Sunday, which is still 10 degrees warmer than where we should be for this time of year. Then next week, we're back into the mid-70s, 77 for a high on Christmas Day. We'll see temps get close to 70 degrees next Monday and Tuesday up in Las Vegas, looking at several more record high temperatures there and even up around Santa Fe as we get to 60 on Saturday, still hovering around 60 up to 62 on Tuesday, 57 for a high there on Christmas Day. We'll also be close to 60 on Christmas Day out of the East Mountains with a spotty rain chance or two. But again, it's all going to be falling as rain for most of us because these temperatures are still going to be so warm. Expecting to break a record high temperature tomorrow, Saturday, and Monday here in the metro with a record-breaking warm Christmas Day as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. For it.